You should visit Chicago. I think I would like it, but they got to build like a theme park or something there. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm sorry, this is Vancouver glazing. I do have to say, like, I'm really of the opinion that as long as you can get to hear me out here. My base case is that there's essentially no difference between a 2-hour flight and a 6-hour flight. And what I mean by that is that at that low level of flying time, the hardest part is getting to the airport and getting onto the plane. The rest of it is just you're sitting in a chair a little bit longer. Not that big of a deal. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, it would be nice to go to Chicago. It's only a 90-minute flight. Because like a 90-minute flight versus like a 5-hour flight, it's almost the same thing as far as I'm concerned. That's multiple movies. Yeah, okay, watch one more movie and then get to the place that you actually want to go. The reason I'm saying that is because, and it changes when you're going longer distances. Like from Vancouver, you get to Japan in 8.5 hours. You get to London in 9 hours. Got a lot of competition. Now, Chicago, probably a 3-hour flight, if I had to guess. Maybe a 2.5, 3-hour flight. Double it, add another movie. Double it and add another movie, and you're landing in Tokyo? No disrespect to Chicago. If I was going on a pizza tour, I know where I'd go. I would not go to fucking Tokyo. Flights that are long enough to require a bathroom break, different beast. Am I just the last honest man? You get up and go piss and then go back in your chair. It doesn't matter. You don't know what it's like. People will be like, you don't know what it's like to be 6 foot flat and go on a long flight. Buddy, my kid takes her shoes and socks off the second she gets on the plane. And then like a minute later when the seatbelt sign is on, she's like, Daddy, I have to go potty right now. So I'm carrying her through turbulence with the flight attendants yelling at me to sit in my seat, putting her on the toilet in the airplane bathroom and trying to position my body in such a way that I can fit in the room and close the door, which for some reason folds in. It's not like the whole plane is very spacious, but the bathroom is the least spacious part, and the door accordions in to the bathroom where space is at the highest premium. And then I'm sitting there going like this, like just bracing myself. And then she's like, I'm done. So I have her stand on the toilet seat during turbulence while I like wipe up, make sure everything's clean, put it in the toilet, flush the toilet. Then I'm opening the door, which folds in, like rotating 270 degrees to get out of the fucking bathroom and then get back to my seat. And people are like, you wouldn't know what it's like. You wouldn't know what it's like to be inconvenienced on an airplane. You sit in a chair and watch a movie. I don't even get to watch the movies anymore. I'm constantly getting, Daddy, look at this, and I'm still not like, oh, that was hell. You just sat in a chair. People weren't firing like anti-aircraft guns at you and shit. You weren't carrying like, precious cargo behind enemy lines or something like that. You're just chilling. It hurts after a few hours. Everything hurts. You just fucking suck it up. And then every once in a while, get up and go like, Arr. That's it. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, I'm 5'10", and people will be like, you wouldn't know what it's like to be 6'1". Yeah, I fucking would. I walk on my toes, buddy. I know exactly what it's like to be 6'1". It's crazy to me that people are like, yeah, I'd go on a 2-hour flight, but I would not go on a 4-hour flight. That's insane. I mean, once you're on the plane, you've already tanked the worst part, man. You're now at the best part, being on the plane. The longer that they make that part, you might as well tank that to get to the destination you really want to go to. Things change as soon as you have to make a connection. So, direct flight, Vancouver to Tokyo, 9 hours, ain't nothing but a peanut for a beast like me. Flying 6 hours to Florida, and you have to connect in like Salt Lake City on the way, at least 1.5 times as bad as the flight that's 1.5 times longer. Because you got to go to a place you don't even want to be in the first place, and you're in the worst part of that place, which is the airport. And then you got to fucking, do I have to get my luggage here? I don't know. Do I have to fucking, and then you got to follow the signs for connections. And then sometimes you got to unpack your bag at customs, even though you fucking blah, 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 blah. And then when you land, you're in fucking Florida. At the end of the day, you're in Florida. Like, here's my base case. 10-hour flight, that's direct. Substantially easier than 5 hours of flying with one connection. And if you got to make 2 connections, like, it's hell. Now, the worst part is if you want to go to some place, like if you want to go to fucking, I don't know, Singapore or something like that, I'm pretty sure you got to take 2 long flights with at least one connection. You might have to go fucking like 9 hours to Japan and then like another 9 hours to Singapore right after that or something like that. You won't even know who you are by the time you land. But I want to know the flight status of people who complain about flying. dlguiga, first off, money spread. Money spread me right now. Secondly, you can't do that. That's problematic. They're going to get you in the class wars. Thirdly, as somebody who has recently had the world, okay, like we don't fly first class, but as someone who's had the world of the airport lounges opened up to me, they're selling you a yarn, man. There ain't nothing going on in those fucking lounges unless you're an alcoholic. Cold noodle salads and fucking like bananas in a trapezoidal bowl and shit like that. Bunch of premium plus saltine crackers. Like it's ass, man. Plus you're like, oh, at least there's some fucking space. And then you get in there and everyone's got their fucking suitcases out and you're like, there's no space, man. There's no space. Istanbul Lounge? Bro, I'm not Eric Adams, okay? Also, dlguiga, can I just tell you something? Because you were the guy who said you wouldn't like to shop at a bakery that gives you a tab, that extends a line of credit to you because it's priced into the goods. Do you ever consider that the perks you're getting from your office are priced out of your fucking salary? Bro, wouldn't you rather just have the money so that you could invest it in your Costco membership on January 1st? Corporate spending all the money on you flying first class. Wouldn't you rather just fly economy and have an extra couple G's in your pocket? I know you got something. I know you're typing it up right now. And I know it's going to be right. That's what's going to piss me off the most. You're right. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Did I go too hard? Also, people say overseas lounges go harder. Not true if you're from, like, Europe. Because then the overseas lounges are American or Canadian. So they probably suck. You ever think about that? Overseas changes depending on where you're fucking from. I'm from North America, so the overseas lounges are probably better. But if you're from fucking China, you're probably like, what the fuck's wrong with these overseas lounges? Fuck-ass Maple Leaf Lounge. Elvis's last meal was 6 scoops of ice cream, so the lactose thing tracks about getting older. I don't think that's what happened to him, man. Oh, hey, well, here we go. My comp is not a function of how much I fly, as that's based on the market, but it's true that I could keep a portion of cost savings I make to save the firm money. I'd be more mindful of this. If I could keep a portion of cost savings I make to save the firm money, I'd be more mindful of the spend. That's what it's all about, man. It's like Jay-Z said, man, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. When you're your own boss, it feels like bad as fuck when your boss pays for you to fly first class. You're like, damn, that's my money, bitch. Put me in seat fucking 41K. I don't give a fuck. Put me next to the shitter. I already told you. And people get mad at me because I know this. The reason they get mad at me is because it's insane. But the reason that I think they get mad at me is because I'm winning. And I know when you fly first class, you think that the whole time you fly first class, even at the luggage carousel, you're like, I'm winning. I'm winning the airport. No, you're not. No, you're not. You were winning during the boarding process when you got on first, and you were winning during the flight when you had better food. They trust you not to go crazy mode. They give you real cutlery, and you got more space, okay? But as soon as we get off the plane, I literally closed the gap. I closed the gap. If you spent $5,000 to be in seat 1A, and I spent $500 to be next to the shitter, boom, 4.5K closer to catching you. Or I'm gapping you even further. So as soon as we're at the luggage carousel, I'm like, guess what, bitch? You were mogging me on the flight, and now we're both at luggage carousel M. We're both in the same destination. We're both waiting. We both have our suitcases coming off last for some reason. Everybody's suitcase comes off last at the carousel. People with no overhead should be able to get off the plane first. It literally, coordinating that would make things so much more complicated. Take it from somebody with a small kid. Sometimes we wait for the whole airplane to get off before we get off. You think it's going to be like an extra half hour. It's literally like an extra 2 to 3 minutes. When you're waiting in that line, you're like, why is it taking so long? I've been standing up for an hour. When you're sitting down watching people stream out, it takes it's a 5 minutes max. 5 minutes max. I would take free checked luggage over first class. Pro tip, never check your luggage. And then when you get to the gate, they're going to be like, nobody could have possibly seen this coming. Nobody could have seen this coming. There's not enough overhead space. We're checking bags for free now. Excuse me, I heard you were checking bags for free now. And then, wouldn't you know it, turns out that shit is not $50 each. That shit is zero. And in fact, it's so free that they actually force you to do it sometimes if nobody volunteers. Pro tip, travel with just a backpack. Pro tip, be 20 years old. Good one. I'll try that. Oh, wait, I already did. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that when I'm taking my family on a trip across the ocean? Bring a backpack. Or you could go Walter Mitty mode. You could be one of those like 52-year-old dudes with a backpack. One backpack each. Bro, my kid is like 3'0" and needs the most shit. That's the most fucked up part about it. Even though she's the smallest, she needs the most shit, man. I can't put her in one of those fucking Patagonia backpacks. It's gonna look like she's from a Kojima game. +1 travel stroller though. Dude, Guiga, are you taking it? Maybe you're flying first class anyway, but are you taking advantage of that? We're now boarding families with small children shit. God, it feels fucking good when all the, I'm sorry to say it, I'm sorry to be ageist, when all the boomers with Zone 5 on their boarding pass line up at the gate, and then they go, we're now boarding families with small children who require a little bit of extra time. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. My 4-year and 11-month-old child has just been called up to the to the gate. Felix, sir and madam, if you could please move aside. Right this way, sir. Right this way. It's I don't know, about 3 weeks till her birthday. Right this way. Right this way. Feels good as fuck. Imagine if your kid was a veteran. Oh, I didn't even think about that shit. That would go so fucking hard. Maybe I'll put my kid in the military. Is there like a child army, but like not in a bad way? Is there like a good child army? Maybe like Mr. Beast subscribers? Guiga, do you hate me? Are you mad at me? Did I go too far with insulting the people who fly business class? Do you hate me? Are you mad at me? I know Guiga doesn't like James Blunt, okay? I don't hate you. Fuck, he fucking hates me. He fucking hates me. Fuck! Only way you could have hated me more is if you put a period on the end of the sentence. dlguiga, chat told me if I put my phone on airplane mode and then canceled my credit card, I could still use it on Apple Pay for probably like an hour before anyone found out I was committing fraud. Do you think that would actually work? Infinite money. We did not say this. Somebody said something like that. I was thinking, you know, it would be a funny video. Going infinite in the lottery. I was like, man, if YouTube ever goes really downhill, we'll start doing going infinite in the lottery. Like those videos from like just before the 2022 bear market that were like, road to $1 million in my TFSA. And they started with like 10 grand. And then a month later, they're like, I'm at 11 grand already. If we compound that daily, I'm going up 1% a day. If you compound that daily in 2 months, I'm gonna, and then, but if they held, anyway. The Coctua twins. Chibli, have you done this before? Spitting on a stinky thing. I'm tired, I'm going to bed, king. Defrauding my investors. It had me feeling like I gotta go to sleep. Yes, man. Yes, dude. Spitting on a stinky thing. I think I'll do a little rug pulling. Cause we are defrauding our investors. It's got me feeling like I'm feeling quite sleepy. Something like that. Well, it doesn't have to be stinky, but it has to have that same kind of like spitting on a stinky penis. Yeah, something like that. We'll figure it out, man. You're defrauding my investors. They have me feeling like I gotta go get sleepy. Something like that.